Okay, here we go. We are in video 2, and this is from Surviving to Thriving. This is part 2. And as I told you, I was going to continue on with it's the same line of thought. We've just discussed the trust cycle and the mistrust cycle, so we're going to dive back in. A friend of mine who works close to an orphanage with hundreds of babies in a foreign country said that one of the most eerie feelings she's ever had was when she went into a big room with hundreds of babies and the room was quiet. So she asked one of the workers why the babies weren't crying, and she was told that they had cried themselves out. The babies had grown silent because there was not enough workers to comfort the needs of the babies, and so they simply stopped crying. And the crazy thing, she said, is that as you looked at hundreds of babies, they were rocking themselves. It was quiet, and they were soothing themselves by rocking themselves. She said it was one of the craziest, sad experiences that she's ever had. As one author put it, for people who grew up in environments where they consistently experienced neglect or punishment in response to their needs, the damage is significant. The cycle of mistrust creates an alienating, painful reality where people feel hopeless about ever having their needs met because they are unable to trust others and form strong relational connections. These people cut off from love become survivors. And this is Danny Silk, Keeping Your Love On, right? And this is the key. They become survivors, right? Some of you have felt like you've been cut off from love. And you've created expectations where you have cycles of pain. Some of you get into committed relationships, and because of your inability to develop intimacy, you have a track record of watching relationships dissolve at this point in a relationship. In this module, we're going to walk you through the journey of what it looks like to develop and sustain intimacy and move you from a point of not just surviving, but we're going to move you to thriving. And one final story. When Angie and I were going through our premarital course, one of the questions that was asked in our homework was, what are your needs in the relationship? Angie and I answered the question separately, and when we brought our answers together, I realized that my answers were horrible, right? After doing some exploring, right, about myself, of what was going on underneath the surface with me, I realized that the word needs sounded passive and weak to me. I associated the idea of having needs as weakness, being fragile or even feminine. Angie knew it and asked me to take another stab at answering the question because mine were so horrible. She's like, you need to go back and do these again. And I had an aha experience as I was reading her answers, right? And as I was looking at her answers, what she gave me were needs that would cause her to thrive, not just survive in a relationship. I had associated needs with surviving and not thriving, right? And so I played a mental hack on myself and wrote the list of things to give Angie that would cause me to thrive and not just, quote, get by, right? And here is the list that I gave her that afternoon. Ryan's needs list. Here we go. Need number 1. I need to know what success looks like. And these are things that I gave her so that she could meet those needs. I need to know what success looks like in our relationship. I need to be shown physical, nurturing affection. Number 3, I need quality time where the two of us get in sync and flow. Number 4, I need to go after my dreams in both business and personal life. Number 5, I need time to exercise. Number 6, I need to feel like we're on the same time, reaching the same goals, right? I need her to know that we're at the same place. And number 7, I need to feel affirmed verbally. Number 8, I need to know I'm honored and respected. And I told her, like, hey, this one makes me feel great. If you really want me to thrive, know that I'm honored and respected. Number 9, I need to have fun and laugh, right? Number 10, I need to be able to do community well as a couple. And number 11, I need to have a creative outlet like woodworking or writing, right? So these were my needs list. And this is, I can tell you that having needs met is what causes me to thrive. And when I change the language, not just surviving or get by, but if I could tell her things that would help me to thrive, it was huge in our relationship. So that's it for the second part of from surviving to thriving. There it is. I will see you in the next video. You guys are rock stars. Peace.